Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. I don't know that I have ever purchased a Jordan 1 High on sale before they even had the main US drop. I got these from a sneaker boutique online, but I've seen them on Hibbett. I've seen them a handful of places, and I've actually seen them on sale multiple places. I don't mind that. I like seeing that. I like that sneakers are becoming more accessible to just common folk like myself. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Jordan 1 High Visionaires. Real quick before we get to them, I thought that these graffiti dunk lows were supposed to drop today. I'm shooting this on Thursday, but I think they got pushed back to sometime in August. But I really like this pair. They're coming to the Nike app here in the US pretty soon. I say it all the time, I really like a unique looking box, and this box reminds me of the Visionaire box. It's got this faint font on here. It's kind of like the same color as the box, but it's in a glossy print, and I believe it says they can't keep us from wearing them, or they can't stop us from wearing them, something like that. Whatever the print is that they had on the Visionaires, they have on this box as well. But the colors of this box really match the shoes, and I like that. We have this Volt colored Nike with the swoosh there, and I just think it's pretty cool looking. They also gave us the same paper as the Visionaires that has that font on it as well, if you can see that. Apologies for the weed whacker noise. Like I said before, it never fails. Everything's quiet until I start a review, and then you get all the neighborhood sounds. So hopefully you can hear me all right. The tag reads Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, and the colors are Volt, Black, and Sail. I got a size 10.5 in these. I was really surprised to see that they were on sale. I knew that they weren't selling for a whole lot on GOAT or anything. I think they're still pretty affordable. I would just use Google to search for them if you're interested in buying a pair, because like I said in the opening, they're available across a lot of different websites, and I think I paid about $160 for these. And then here they are. I had to put my sunglasses on because this is a bright color. I don't think it's too much though. I really like this. It reminds me of like Vision streetwear or something from when I was a kid. Like just the white, black, and then this neon green. It really reminds me of like 90s or late 80s. I just really like the vibes that these have to them. I don't think it's too much. I think these are quite wearable, and I like the finish on them. They have that same tag that the Stage Haze Jordan 1 Highs had on them, and also the Bleach Coral Lows, and that basically just says that the cracks is normal due to the random crackle ink application. But every panel of this has that crackle effect on it, and it actually looks really neat. Like, it is pretty convincing. These do look like they've been around for a while, like they were just discovered in the back of a closet or something, or like an abandoned car or something. But I really like the way these came out. These came with an extra set of like a grayish cream flat lace, but in the shoe they actually came with these like worn looking black laces. I don't know if you can see that faded effect on here, but I think it's really neat. It looks pretty cool. Like the laces have been around for a while, and I think that, along with the crackled effect all over the shoe, it just gives it a nice vintage vibe. You know, it looks like maybe it did survive from the 90s or something like that. But I also think that this color would go pretty well in them, but I would probably keep those faded black ones in. I think either way it's going to look pretty dope. But getting into the review, you can see we have a standard Jordan 1 tread pattern, all in a black color, very classic looking. Pivot point in the front, Nike branding there at the midfoot. And you've all seen that tread pattern before. Coming up to the midsole, you can see that black meets it's not a sail color, it's really got like a grayish tint to it almost. But it's kind of like sail, but it's just a little bit different than that. It's more heavy on the gray scale than like the tan that typically we see with sail. But either way, it's not a bright white, it's kind of like an off-white, and I think that also helps sell the vintage look. And even these panels on the upper, they're not bright white either. They kind of have a tint to them. Like even maybe it's just like an eggshell or something, but it's just a little bit tinted more than what like a bright white color is. And I think that was a solid choice. I think it pulls in the shoe pretty well. But the stitching on the midsole all matches that rubber. And then coming up from that midsole, here on the mudguard, that's where we'll get our first look at this Volt color. And like I said before, all panels have this crackling effect, but this Volt is just a very bright, it's almost like a highlighter color, but it's like a mix of yellow and green, and it's just very bright. It definitely grabs attention. I think these shoes wear it well. I don't know if every shoe you'd be able to put that bright of a color on it, but I think in this case, with kind of like the OG color blocking and just this off-white base and the black up around the collar and then the black on the swooshes, I think that this silhouette wears it well. I think it came out pretty cool. But all the stitching matches on those bright green or Volt panels, and you can see that we've got that leather here on the mudguard going up the eye stays. We've got it around the heel and also up where we've got this Jordan Wings logo in black. But it just really looks cool in my opinion. And I don't have any Jordan 1s that look anything like this. I did have the Volt Gold. I guess that was over a year ago now. But I really prefer these to the Volt Gold pair. I just think these are a lot more wearable. And even though they have this bright color, they still have that classic look. And I think that's just because they went with this kind of OG color blocking that we see. But then coming to the toe box, you can see that we've got this off-white leather, and it's actually got a pretty decent feel to it. It's kind of soft feeling, even though it has this crackle effect. But you can see those perforations all over the toe box. And then we have that same leather on the side panels with more of that crackle effect. And I really like the color and just the aged look of it. I think it's pretty cool. But then aside from that, I guess the only leather that we have that doesn't have that crackled effect is on the swooshes, and that's just a black leather. But then up by the collar, this black leather does have that crackled effect. And again, I think it just gives it a pretty neat retro or aged look, and it really does just make these things look like they survived from decades ago. These shoes definitely look like something that could have been from when I was in high school or something, and I like that. I like anything that gives me that nostalgic feeling. And at the same time, it's brand new. I've never had a Jordan 1 with such a bright color on it like this. Then the tongue is just a standard Jordan 1 tongue. It's kind of got a sail color or like a tan color to it. And that also helps to add with the aged look. And then the tag at the top of the tongue is in that Volt color. And it's got that Nike Air branding in white. And then it looks like they gave us a black sock liner, and the insole is more of that Volt color. But let me know what you all think about these. Let me know if you'd wear these, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.